Last week, I wrote a post about bringing the aliveness back to my business. And more so, that's what the post was titled, but more so, what it was about and what I've been going through is this state of almost getting stuck in hibernation, almost getting stuck internally. And I actually Googled, I was like, do animals ever get stuck in hibernation? Because that's how I felt. It felt like I went internal, inward, inner, I went inner, I went internal. And coming out of that hibernation, it was like I didn't know how to walk anymore. I didn't know how to talk anymore. I didn't know, it was like, it just felt so foreign and so difficult. And like, I was so exhausted by it that I finally just wrote about it. And that's one of my secret hacks, saving graces. I don't know what you want to call it, but that is something that I have done so many times in my business because this is not the first time I felt like something felt stuck or something felt shameful or I had like a secret or there was something that I really felt that I didn't feel like I was allowed to say. And the answer every single time, and I want to really encourage you to do this, the answer every single time has to been to just say it, to just share it. So I wrote this post and genuinely I felt like it was such a niche experience. Like it was hard for me to write the post, not because I was trying to say it right or anything like that. It just felt like I didn't know if people would understand what I was saying, you know? But the amount of comments and the amount of messages from people who are like, you are like in my head, like this is exactly how things have been feeling for me was shocking. Although it shouldn't be because that's what happens every single time. Like we so often feel like we are alone in something. And oh my God, this is so funny. Life is so funny. Okay, I have a story for you that's going to sound really random. We so often feel like we are alone in something and you are not. And that's what I love about social media and content creation and online business is like you really do have the opportunity in front of you to get paid a lot of money for just telling the truth. And a lot of people think if I seem authoritative enough, if I seem perfect enough, if I seem whatever enough, like then I'll make really good money doing this. And I'm here to tell you, like, if you just tell the truth enough, you will make really good money doing this. I'm laughing because I have this favorite coffee. We have a Keurig, okay, nothing fancy. But I have my favorite Keurig pod, and it is Newman's Own organic coffee. It's just plain coffee, okay? But it's organic and it's Newman's Own. And I think it sounds like it's a healthier option. I think it tastes better than any other Keurig pod I have ever tried. I like a simple coffee. Um, I have ordered this. It's a pack of 100. So this normally lasts us at least a month and a half. I have ordered this on Amazon. I checked 24 times. So we have been drinking this coffee religiously for 2 years. And I've also bought it from the store and stuff, but Amazon has a really good deal when you get like a big box of it. Emphasis on the big box, okay? Emphasis on the fact that you have to buy it in packs of like 194 or something like that. And I've been drinking more iced coffee, okay? If you're watching on YouTube, you would see the iced coffee. But my husband is drinking the Newman's Own. And it was so funny because every single time that he would like brew a pot of it, it would it would like explode and all the coffee grounds would go everywhere. His whole cup would be filled with coffee grounds. The coffee grounds would start like leaking out of the top of the Keurig. When you opened up the thing that you put the little pot in, it was just like full of coffee grounds. And like every day it was such like a disturbance for him. It was so frustrating. It was so annoying. And I still have been drinking the hot coffee, but for whatever reason, it hasn't really been happening to mine. So this morning we did a test because I also buy some like half calf and some decaf in case I want more coffee later in the day. So I was like, let me try. First of all, I had this theory that he was like pressing too hard on the Keurig or something because of course it has to be his fault, right? And so I test it and it does it. And then I test the other two types of coffee pods, totally different brands, whatever, and they don't do it. And anyway, we come to the conclusion that it is the Newman's Own coffee pods. And I'm like, this is hilarious. It was the whole last box. So this has been happening now for at least a couple months. And we just opened a brand new box of like 90 something pods. And I'm like, this is just so funny because you have felt crazy. You have felt alone. You have, which sounds extreme, but it's like, you know, when something like that happens to you and you're just like, oh my God, like, especially your coffee. Like if you're a coffee person, you get it. It's like that is a sacred moment. It's the start of your day. And when it goes wrong, it is just like it sets the tone for your day. And this has been happening to every day. And I just said, how funny, like this, you have felt so crazy, so alone. Like you're the only person in the world experiencing this when in reality, there are probably thousands of other. I mean, I don't know how many people are ordering this off Amazon, but like there are probably so many people who think that they also need a new Keurig, who think that they also have horrible luck, and who think that the world is just out to get them, but we're all really just buying the same coffee. And my point of saying that is again, like you will often feel so alone in something, but everyone else is going through it. It's like 2025 with the year of the snake, right? Whether you believe in that stuff or not, I think we can all agree that the consensus is a lot of people felt like they had to shed, like a snake's skin, a lot of things. And a lot of people are really looking forward to the year of the horse, whether you believe in that or not, because we are just eager to feel on the other side of that. I know that I resonate with the year of the snake so hard. Like, I don't know. I mean, I do know. Like, I mean, that was brutal. Like, that was so brutal. And when you're going through something like that, you feel so alone. And then when you start to talk about it, everyone else is like, yeah. I mean, I swear to God, I didn't hear about the year of the snake until the end of 2025. And finally, I just started seeing posts that were like, hey, good news, 2026 is the year of the horse and 2025 is the year of the snake. And everybody, all my clients, me, were like, oh my God, like that makes so much sense. Like it was like the relief that comes from realizing that you're not alone. Because I could go on and on. So let's wrap this little intro up. The relief that comes from realizing that you're not alone. Am I right? If you've been struggling with content at all, if you resonate with that feeling of just feeling stuck internally, it's like you're getting ideas, you're getting downloads, but you're like, brainstorming the aliveness out of them, brainstorming the pulse out of them. By the time you put stuff out, it's like it's dead. Your content's not converting, your offers aren't moving, you just don't feel alive. I really challenge you to A, move forward quicker, which we're going to talk about in the real part of this video, but B, just tell the world how you're feeling. If we just did more of that, if we just told the world more of the truth, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I'm experiencing. This is what I'm noticing. I said this in my post. It's like you'd think that the coaching industry, the transformation industry, would be the most honest about what living a transformation based life really looks like. And it doesn't look like what the coaching industry portrays a lot of the time. I feel like so many coaches are pretending like I figured this out. And now this is my reality. And it's so great. And there's two sides of every coin. Like, we should be doing that. We should be telling people what we figured out. We should be telling people what we accomplished. We should be showing people how great life is and what's possible. But on the other hand, there's so many people, even, I hate saying it like this because it's not that successful people shouldn't feel this and unsuccessful people should. But I know so many highly successful women who feel so much shame for things not being perfect. But if you really understand transformation, you understand that it's not about perfection. It's about continual growth and evolution. And I mean, that's my content tip for today. If you want your content to do better, if you want to feel like you're really building a community, if you want trust and connection with your audience, which increases conversion. And if you want your content to land and feel alive and perform and promote engagement, try just telling your audience the truth. So, my truth is, I had a really hard day yesterday, like a really bad mental day. And it was so discouraging because, and I know you all know this feeling, it was so discouraging because it was after a few really good mental days. Like, you know, that feeling where you're like, I'm back on my shit. Like, Taylor Lee is back, baby. Like, she is back, like back for good. Like, she started telling her truth on the internet and she started showing up and she started setting goals and she started doing the damn thing. And like, she's back. And then Sunday hit me like a fucking freight train. Like, put me into bed literally. It sucked really bad. Like, yesterday sucked. There were so many good, beautiful things about yesterday too, don't get me wrong. But oh, yesterday sucked. And again, it felt so discouraging because I wanted to be like, I made some, like, my brain immediately started making these awful stories about it. Like how the last few days were all fake and how I can't continue with the positivity and how, now going online and sharing like good things like makes me like a total fraud because of like the mental state that I was in and just awful things. And here's what I have to say because I I did not know what to share in this week's podcast. Some of you know last week's episode was the first episode in like 7 or 8 months. And I really want to just post every week. And I want to post like this. Like I feel so good right now. Like I just want to tell you guys the truth. And I want to be of value, but I also want to have a space where I can just like share, which is of value, by the way. Just sharing your truth and your current like reality like is of value. It's actually of much higher value than anything else you could do, in my opinion. Again, because the relief that comes from realizing you're not alone and the receptivity that comes from someone being honest and human and transparent is unmatched. It's unmatched. And so I feel really good right now doing this episode. But today when I woke up, I was like, I've been talking to God lately. Okay. So we're going to be using the G word. Um, I was just like, God, what do I talk about on this podcast today? And immediately this episode popped up. And already I've judged myself like 5 times while talking. I'm like, get to the point, Taylor. What are we talking about? Like nobody cares what you have to say. Like our brains are so awful. They're so awful. If you're on YouTube, you can see my facial expressions. If you're on the podcast, hopefully you can hear them. But um, oh my God, what should I say today on this podcast? I have no idea what to talk about. And immediately I just saw this. I saw the video, I saw the title, I saw the thumbnail, and it was like, you're focused on the wrong things, and it's why you don't have what you want yet. And that's what I want to talk about. And this has been a huge shift for me. It's been coming through for a while, but in full transparency, I feel like even just in the last week, I'm like, again, I feel like I'm back. Besides my little moment yesterday, my many, many hours of a moment, but I feel even back from that. And I want to talk about my approach that has brought me so much peace and has made me feel so free and so flowy. And if you've known me for a long time, you know flow is always my goal. Like when I want to be in flow state. Like I want to have content ideas coming through. I want to just be in this movement. Like I feel like when you get ideas, here's what I think. Here's like the secret, in my opinion. As someone who's had ups and downs in her business, but who has had incredible, incredible ups, I feel like the secret is flow state. What does that mean? It means you get downloads, you get ideas, which is like this little whisper in your ear of like, you're focused on the wrong things and that's why you don't have what you want. And you're like, okay, I'm going to go record that today and post it today. When you do whatever you need to do, structure your life however you need to structure your life so you get the whispers. And then you move on the whispers quickly, which is something I struggle with. I don't move super quick. And I don't think you always have to move quick on everything, like big major life decisions. But like this, like there's no harm, no foul in recording a quick podcast episode. You know what I mean? So move forward quickly and then like do it again. Get back into your life. Approach your life in a way where you'll get more whispers, get the whispers and move. Approach your life in a way where you'll get the whispers and move. That's flowing with God. I like it. It works really well for me because how it feels is when something lands in the world, it lands and it has a pulse and it's alive. And when something is alive, and I mean like the podcast episode is alive, the post is alive, the offer is alive, the sales pitch is alive by the time it gets posted. And when it gets posted and it's alive, it lands with people because I was in movement when I did it, not stagnation, which is death. I was in movement when I did it. So when it posted into the world, it was alive. I'm going to sound crazy, but if you get it, you get it, okay? Which when people see it, it has a pulse and they resonate with it and it makes other people move. You attract what you are, right? So if I'm in movement, I start attracting people into my life who are also in movement. And as a coach, as a business owner who wants people to buy from her, movement attracts movement, which means that I start attracting people who buy the thing and like the post and comment on the post and subscribe to the podcast and join the offer and hire me and DM me and the things that make me feel really good and make my business feel like it's alive. And the opposite of this, I was not going to share any of this, but hey, we're flowing. We're flowing. Okay. The opposite of this is when you maybe you're approaching your life in a way where you're not getting a lot of whispers. Or maybe you are, but maybe you're not. Either way, when you do get so either you're not getting whispers at all, which you're just going to be making shit up, which is going to be stagnant because you're like, what do I say today? What do I say today? What do I say today? And you're scrolling and you're trying to find something to say today. And then like you find something and that's just like, and it's really difficult. But like then you post it and you're like, why did it not work? I did a really good hook. I used the hook ChatGPT bot. No. Or maybe you are in a state where you're getting whispers. Like that's where I was. I was getting whispers, but then I wasn't acting on them. The way it feels like is that my brain became like a photocopier. And it was just like, it was going, you're welcome for the sound effects, through my brain until I could like get it to make sense. And then I would put it into the world. And by the time it made its way into the world, it was dead. It had no pulse. It had no aliveness. I was in the stagnant energy. And it reached people in a stagnant energy. And I don't mean that offensively to you guys, love you guys, but it was like people weren't liking my stuff as much as I thought they should be. They weren't commenting on my stuff as much as they thought they should be. I thought they should be. They weren't buying my stuff as much as I thought they should be. I could feel it. You can feel it when your business is alive. It's like there's always another message. There's always another comment. There's always another idea. There's energy from you and from them. And when it's dead, there's no energy from you and there's no energy from them. And it's like trudging through mud is what it feels like. So let's talk about this. You're focused on the wrong things, and it's why you don't have what you want yet. And I want to talk about the difference between what your job is and what God's job is. And if you prefer the universe or whatever, that's awesome. You're focused on what it means. I have three things that you're focused on that you need to flip. And then I'm going to recap what is your job, what's God's job. Okay. This is going to get you into flow state. It's going to be so freaking good. Now you understand what flow state is. Let's get you there. Number one, you're focused on what it means that you don't have what you want yet. You're like, this is when clients come to me and they're like, but I've been trying everything. I've been doing everything. I've been showing up so much. I've been investing so much. I post every day. You and a million other people, like so many people are in that exact same state where it's like they've been investing a lot of time and money. They've been actually doing the work. They've been showing up for an extended period of time, but you're so stuck in the thought process of what does this mean about me? Is this not meant for me? Should I change my goal? Like that, just asking that question. And again, I have thoughts the whole time I'm recording this episode. I have a major mean girl that I would like to go up against, and I do go up against her all day, every day. I have a major mean girl in my head. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I have this perfect mindset. No, I haven't figured that out yet. Trust me, I haven't figured that out yet. But so I'm not going to say that I never think that. Like I do, but The difference is when I think that, I don't spiral into it and I don't keep asking it. And when I have, everything has died. Everything has gone stagnant. So if you're feeling like that, if you feel like you keep asking that question, if you keep pondering that thing, and now it feels like everything is stagnant and dead, yeah, that's my point. What you should focus on is who you are. Who are you? And who are you being? Because the fact of the matter is, when we talk about your job versus God's job, that's all you can control. That's literally all you can control. What is the truth about me? So that's what I go back to when the mean girl in my head goes, why am I not there yet? What's wrong with me? Is this not meant for me? Do I need to change my goal? Instead, I go to who am I and who am I being? And I almost said, what am I doing? But it is that, but it's not because what am I doing is like, what am I going to do to fix this? And I got stuck there too, where it's like, okay, my posts aren't doing how I think they should do. Like, what am I doing to fix it? Maybe I need new hooks. Maybe I need new formats. Maybe I need new topics. Maybe I need to. I was buying all these content courses. Guys, I've been doing this for a decade. And like, if I'm going to buy a content course, I should be buying a content course because I'm a leader in this space and it's continued education. Like, do you hear the thing? Like, if you're a coach and you've had any level of success, are you continuing your education? Or are you trying to fix shit that does, it's not even a problem? It's just a mental stuckness. Like that's the thing. I can feel it when I'm buying stuff. It doesn't matter if you're buying a $30,000 coaching package or a $300 a $300 content course. Am I buying it because I want to learn? Like that is who I am. I'm somebody who loves to learn. I love strategy. I love learning. I love geeking out over that stuff. But there is a huge energetic difference between geeking out over something and, oh God, I hope this can fix this because something is so wrong and I don't know and nobody likes me anymore and I'm just dried up in this industry and like all these horrible thoughts, right? So stop thinking about what does this mean about me that I don't have what I want yet? What does this mean about me that the post isn't doing well? What does this mean about me that people aren't buying how they should be buying? And instead, who am I being? Not what am I doing? Because that's where we go. We're like, but I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything. Worst thing you could try to console yourself with because doing everything doesn't do shit. And we all know this. Who am I being when I do it? Am I trying to fix? Because trying to fix means that you're already assuming something's broken. Or are you moving toward what is yours? Are you being a version of yourself that makes you proud? Like, I'm an OG in this industry, so of course I'm going to keep learning. I love strategy. I love geeking out over strategy. I love learning. So I'm going to keep continuing my education. Like, I have people to reach and I have things to say. So I'm going to get creative in my content. Who are you being? If you have learned any bit of self-regulation, which you have, then your brain does this thing that I call self-soothing. It's self-regulation, but what our brains do is like we self-soothe. What do you do when your kid starts crying? Now, maybe some of you disagree with this, but what do you do when your kid starts crying? You go over and you get down on their level and you consult. You're like, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Mommy's here. Mommy's here. Mommy's here. And that's what I do. I don't know. Like, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but we're doing that to ourselves as grown ass women. And you don't need to be doing that to yourself as a grown ass woman. So when you do this to yourself as a grown ass woman, your brain makes up really good stories of why you don't have the thing instead of who am I being? Who am I being? What am I going to do next? Because I'm that kind of person. Okay. We'll recap at the end to make all this like make more sense. Um, but as an example, in my marketing recently, actually in my marketing for a really long time, I've always used connection. I've always used like, if she can, I can, right? Like, because I know I'm not perfect. So I'm not going to pretend to be perfect. I'm just going to own the fact that I'm not perfect. And so if I can accomplish something, you can accomplish it too. And so I have brought forward a lot of conversations about like, I don't know, things like I don't have a morning routine and I don't really sleep in because I have 3 kids, but like I don't wake up to an alarm and I don't have this disciplined morning routine and I weigh over 200 pounds and I'm normal and I, I don't know. I do the same thing with my business where it's like I don't really say, I'm trying to think of examples, but like we see this. It's like I don't have a big audience and I don't have this and I don't do that. And And that is an effective style of marketing. A, differentiating yourself from the competition is an effective form of marketing. You should be doing that. Also, building relatability with your clients and your community so they do believe if she can, I can is an effective form of marketing that you should be doing. But I just realized like how much is it serving me? And what is the biggest thing it's serving me around? And I call myself out on this. It's like I use my relatability, which yes, makes me money and helps me in my content. Like relatability has been a huge superpower of mine. But I use relatability as an excuse to not go after my desires. I use my relatability as an excuse to stay small. And so, and that's just last week that I uncovered that. I mean, I think I knew it. I think I've had that realization before. But something last week, I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore. Like, I'm a human. Okay. My nails are chipped. I'm trying to keep them off the camera right now. My hair's a mess. I literally have yesterday's makeup on. Like, I'm a human. Okay. I'm a human. My 2-year-old slept later this morning than he normally does. So I didn't get up at the butt crack of dawn. And so I didn't walk the 3 miles on my walking pad that I've been trying to walk every morning because I'm trying to not be relatable. But I still did 30 minutes and I'm still recording my podcast and I actually still feel really good about myself. And like, I still feel like I'm an embodiment of everything I'm sharing with you. I don't know. I'm just trying to see like, where do I share relatability as a permission slip? Where do I share relatability as a sneaky excuse, you know? So trust me, I'm still relatable and I don't imagine myself not being relatable, but because I'm a human, we're all human, we're all relatable. I've had so many coaches be like, "Taylor, stop saying that. You are not relatable." What's the obsession with not being relatable? But like this is my internal dialogue, guys. I feel like you're really hearing it. Like I fight myself I sound a little crazy, but is anyone else like this? Like, send me a message if you're like this. I am somebody who can hold many perspectives at one time. And so I'll think about these things like something so simple, like, am I relatable or am I not? I'm like, well, I am, but I'm also not. And then is relatable good or bad? Well, it's really good, but it's also not. Is being relatable serving me? Well, yeah, it's serving you because of this, and it's serving you because of this, but it's not serving you because of this. And then all these voices start fighting each other. But I think it's something that makes me a good mentor because I think the way that I teach and talk, like you can find your truth in it. I'm not trying to push my truth onto you. I have no like hidden agenda with sharing my truth. It's just I'm actually more so sharing my thought process because I've got a lot of truths and we get to decide what truth suits us in this season. Because again, being a transformation focused person, which if you sell transformation and you buy transformation, you probably are somebody who is at least secretly obsessed with transformation. So you might as well start admitting it. And living a transformation focused life means you're never going to hit perfection. You're just going to keep growing and evolving. And there's going to be different truths that are true for you in each season. And the truth that is true for me in this season is that I am human. And so we are all relatable. And it's actually really relatable to wake up normal a little later than normal, but it's also really relatable to be a woman with goals and be a woman who moves. And it's also really unrelatable, but it's relatable for my people to be somebody who's setting goals and to be somebody who's doing the things that will get her to those goals and to be somebody who's being the version of her that will get her to those goals and to be somebody who keeps transforming and evolving and growing and hitting goals, accomplishing things. And so I'm not going to use being relatable as an excuse anymore, is where I'm getting to. And here's the point for number one, that makes me proud of myself. That makes me feel proud of myself, regardless of the outcome, because it doesn't really matter how much weight I've lost. It doesn't really matter how many miles I've walked. It doesn't really matter how much stronger I've gotten. Like it does, but it really matters who I'm being. And also, that's the only thing I have control over. And you do have control over that. Even if your kids didn't let you wake up early, because I'm like, I'm not going to set an alarm and wake my 2.5-year-old up at 5 in the fucking morning. You know what I mean? Like, not my season for alarms. It's not. Um, so hey, you sleep still 7:15. I'm getting up at 7:15, you know? And I walked 30 minutes and I'll finish the other 30 minutes later. Like And then I walked a slower pace because my legs are sore from one fucking day of walking 3 miles. So you know what? I'll walk another 30 minutes at a slower pace. And so I'll do an hour and a half today and I'll just walk slower. Like, I don't know. Do you get my point? Who are you being? And are you proud of that? Because that's what you really have control over. And so, and again, like you could walk, like yesterday, I walked the 3 miles, but I put my walking pad on fast as it would fucking go and did it barefoot and fucked up my body. Sorry for the F bombs. We'll reel them in. But it's like, Taylor, who you were being yesterday was an idiot. Who you were being yesterday was all or nothing. Who you were being yesterday was somebody who was eager and like, I mean, not that eager is bad, but the approach I was coming from was not a good approach. So I did the thing, but I didn't do it in a way that was really who I want to be. No, I did not. Same thing with the last couple content courses I bought. I didn't buy them. I like pretended I bought them from a good place, but I didn't. So it's not what you're doing, it's who you're being. And then be that version of you in the things you do. Just see what happens from there. But at the end of the day, who cares what happens from there? Because you're not in control of that. You're in control of who you're being. You have full free will over who you be every day. You really do. Okay. Number two, you're so focused on the timeline, how long it's been and how long it's going to take. And when you think the thing should arrive, how long you think it should take, when what you should really be focused on is devotion. Are you devoted to it? I recorded this reel and I wrote on my little whiteboard that I have over here. And I really want to turn my computer and show you, but I feel like I'll rip the cord out and then this whole thing will be gone. It was like a little B-roll clip of me being cute and writing on my whiteboard. And I wrote, do it until it works. And I did some post related to that. And I keep meaning to erase it because it's kind of corny. And I didn't really write it for myself. But the amount of times that I've walked by my office and peeked in here, like to close the door, to chase a cat out or whatever, or to grab a notebook or whatever. And it was in a moment where I was like, maybe this just isn't working for me. Like maybe this is my sign that I should try something else. And then I see that and I'm like, okay, got it. Got it. Which brings us into number three. Then we'll connect the dots. You're wondering what's possible. Like, what am I allowed to have? What am I capable of having? This is a habit I used to have, which was like settling, like I would want 50K months, but I would settle for 20K. Very relatable. I know. Speaking of relatability, I'd want 100K months, but I'd settle for 50K, whatever I felt like I was capable of doing. Instead of just trusting what I wanted and building accordingly, moving accordingly, being accordingly, you know? So we wonder like what's possible? What am I allowed to want? What am I capable of? What can I actually do? What can I actually accomplish? Or we're trying to figure out what's the right way. Especially when you're scrolling and you're like, well, what's she doing? What's she doing? What's she's doing? Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. When actually what you should be focused on is what you're being led to do. Again, back to our whole conversation about flow state. What are the whispers that are coming through? Are you listening to those? Or are you looking what Susie, Amy, and Jamie are doing online and how they're selling their mastermind or how they're writing their reels or how they're doing their stories or how they talk about their private coaching? Like, just like with this bringing the podcast back, it's like I could so easily get stuck in what's the right length and what's the right way to title something and what's the best way to post it and do the show notes and do the, or I could just focus on what I'm being led to do. And I understand there, again, I love strategy. I love strategy. And I have tried a million times to do it the right way and to make the money the right way and to scale the right way and do the things the right way. And like I told my friend last week, if that was going to work for me, it would have worked by now. If I was going to make money scaling the right way, I would have scaled by now. I would have made the money that I'm now thinking about, right? Like it just doesn't work. And it makes no sense that it doesn't work because you're like, well, strategy is important. Yeah, it is. Like, and if they're doing this and they're getting this outcome, then like if I do that, I'll get that outcome. No, you won't. No, you won't. And it's because you're approaching it that way. And I'm not even going to go into the science of why because I don't know. But if you want to go ahead and waste more time experimenting and seeing if I'm wrong, go for it. But I have experimented on that enough times to realize that if that was going to work, it would have worked by now. It would have. And it just doesn't work for me. What I have experimented with that has worked for me is getting into movement, getting into flow state, hearing the voices. Wow, I sound really crazy. Just hearing the whispers and what I feel led to do and moving on it, moving on it, moving on it, hearing, moving, hearing, moving, hearing, moving, hearing, moving, hearing, moving, hearing, moving. And it's such a better life. Like I love living this way because I just go live my best life, which opens me up to hearing. And then the things I hear, I actually like, and then I do them. And some of it works and some of it still doesn't because not everything will work. And I'm not in control of that. But at least I feel good about who I'm being, you know? So your job is who you're being, what you do, but be careful how you approach that and how you trust, which I also wrote how you commit. Could be how long you commit, but just there shouldn't even be you, time, let go of time and let go of the results because those are the two things I have under God's job. God's job is the results. God's job is the timing, when you get it, how it unfolds, what it ends up being, how it ends up looking, how it ends up coming in. People say the how is not your job, and it's not. But listening to the whisper. So you could say God's job. I'll write this down and I'll say it to you guys. God's job is guiding. Your job is not to figure out the how. You don't figure out the how, but when you hear the whisper, when you get a nudge, you move. And you don't worry about how long you do it or if it's going to work because that's God's job. It's so stupid to even worry about. Like, am I being someone I'm proud of? Am I following my nudges? Because something is guiding you, something is leading you. I don't think any of us can deny that. No matter how you think of it. I don't think any of us can deny that. There's just something that's nudging you, that's making your path clear. And if you just follow that, at least you get to be proud of who you're being. And the relief that has come from not being the one in charge of the timing, which I never was anyway, not being in charge of the results, which I also never was anyway. Like it's such a lighter journey. And that's what I'm focused on right now. Those are my goals. I want my business to feel alive again and I want it to feel light. And this has been one of the biggest things that's made it feel both. Both. It's not all on me, which makes it feel so much lighter. And I just move. I stay open and receptive and listen and I trust and I move. And it feels so much better. And so, whatever resonates for you from this episode, I hope that you listen to and follow. Okay. Talk to you guys next week. Bye, guys.